Hello. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. My name is Mitchell Mander, and we're going to be talking about episode 48 of Pokemon Horizons. Roy versus Brassius, and is a terrestrial assessment test. Basic test. So yeah, let's put on some music real quick. A little bit of a shout out to Game Chops. They have a stream for Video Game Study Lounge. I have in the description. You can check it out whenever you want. It's basically lo-fi video game music. Cool stuff to listen to when you're like studying, reading, working out, working, whatever. So, we're going to go ahead and put the music on. If it seems like it's too loud, let me know. I might turn it down just a slight bit, but yeah. So, if you're someone that's brand new here, just to give you a little lowdown of what we do, I usually give it a couple minutes here at the beginning to let people kind of show up. And then after maybe like 5-10 minutes, I will start giving my thoughts on the episode, do a quick summary of it, and then yeah. And then I assign a rating, and then I leave it up to the chat. And then we have a good time. We just talk about whatever after that point, so. We already got a few people here now. Pokefan, what's up? Sciism, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Let me have some water here. I'm doing pretty good. I'm dog sitting this weekend, but I'm not currently at the place at the moment. I will be going there after lunch, which will be after this stream. But yeah, it's been a fun time dealing with that. So, but yeah, we got 6 people here. What's up, everyone? What's up? If you could do me a quick favor and, hit that like button, I would definitely appreciate it. It helps, helps support the channel, boosts me in the algorithm, all that good stuff. And spreads the word, so we can get some more people up in here. Though I kind of like where we're at now. I feel like if it got, too big, it'd be kind of just too difficult to read everyone's chats. So, a little bit of a trade-off if you get too big, I guess. Axel05, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome back. Alright, I will probably give it to about the 5-minute mark, and then I'll start giving my thoughts. I'm doing good. That's good. Yeah, it's been it's been one of those weeks. I will just say really quickly, I haven't been streaming a whole lot lately. This is my first stream in literally a week. But just been taking mainly a break from the video game streamings. I also potentially have jury duty this upcoming week, which wow. Not really looking forward to that if it comes to pass or comes to be. I don't know, whatever. So, fun times. But hey, Paper Mario is coming out later this month. So, I will be doing that on the channel, so there's that. But yeah. You know what? It's going to be ironic that if I actually get called down there, I guarantee you the day that we get some more information on Pokemon Horizons episodes, or these upcoming episodes, we're probably going to get those summaries next week, and it's going to be the day that I actually potentially have to go down. Watch, it's going to happen. If it does happen, I'll be screaming internally the whole time I'm there. I'll give it one more minute and then we will get started with the summary. But yeah, that's kind of just been a little bit of a look into kind of why I've kind of been a little quiet lately on the channel. And just with it coming up, I've been kind of dreading it. Plus, I've been busy with a bunch of other stuff in real life. So, yeah, just a little preoccupied with things, but we'll return back to normal. We'll return back to normal in like a week or two, hopefully. Pokemon Horizons episode 50, Jury Duty Mitchell versus... Yeah. I just don't want to do it, man, but, you know, what are you going to do? You kind of got to do it. It's your civic duty. I guess I get out of work. I guess that's one thing to look at. But yeah. Anyways, kind of going back to Horizons. You know what? We're going to start now. So, here's the summary for episode 48. So, we start the episode off. It's Roy, and he is actually doing some training prior to his assessment test, which I thought was pretty neat. And then we go back to Brassius' town. And I like how it's kind of you get a little bit of a callback from episode 10, because that Black Rayquaza that Brassius was working on, like that statue or whatever, that art figure that he was working on. Well, it's on full display here, which I thought was pretty nice. But we end up running into Hassel, who's talks about the art like fair that's going on. But Roy wants to battle Brassius, but Brassius is too busy. He's getting ready for the art fair. So Nimona happens to be by, and of course, having been denied multiple times a battle in episode 46, she demands that she has a battle with Roy. And I gotta say, you know, I was expecting this to be one-sided and Roy to just get completely bodied. But he actually did a pretty good job, and this is a champion ranked character, by the way. And Roy was actually pressuring her a bit. It was actually kind of interesting. She actually noted that, you know, he has gotten stronger and learned some new moves, and she sees it with the dazzling voice being used in the battle, which Brassius notices. More on that in a minute. But it actually starts to rain, and this ends up being, you know, a disadvantage for Roy, because pretty much Fuecoco couldn't use its flamethrower and ends up getting smacked by Palmot's dig, and ends up losing the battle. But Roy wants to continue, but Brassius, having seen this battle, looked at that. He's just like, nope. He's just like, you're not seeing it exactly. You're basically rushing in, and because you're not seeing this through, and you're just kind of just mindlessly going in here, you're not ready for this assessment test. So, in the meantime, they basically are like, okay, well, in the meantime, why don't you take part in the art fair? So each one of them take part in. Liko and Dot, it's kind of, you know, not super like relevant to the episode, but like their contributions were kind of interesting. Like, I like how Liko and Florgato actually created that picture of Bolivia, which I thought was pretty cool. It looked really nice. She definitely is talented like her father. She's definitely got her dad's genes in her, so that's cool. Dot's hammer Ferris wheel was kind of neat, with featuring a Watro. But Roy ended up creating Charizard because Fuecoco looks up to Charizard and wants to be strong like it. So I thought that was a pretty neat choice. But he was struggling in actually creating the sculpture, which Brassius basically clues him in. Kind of similar to what Katie was doing with Liko, kind of cluing her in. Like, it's stuff that doesn't have to do with battling, but like there are some similarities, and like he basically tells him to look for like other clues out there. There's other clues and, you know, other ways that he can work this and get this to work. You know, and Roy struggles at first, but eventually, you know, Fuecoco ends up burning part of the clay or whatever, and it hardens, so he basically figures out, okay, we can actually utilize this. Brassius was right. Ends up making that Charizard. It's actually really cool how it turned out. But seeing this, Brassius was impressed by it and sees that he came through with it and decides that, he's ready for his assessment test. So we get Roy versus Brassius Part 2. And at first, Roy is struggling quite a bit. He can't seem to land any hits, and Brassius has seen Stomping Tantrum multiple times at this point. And then in the battle with Nemona, he actually witnessed Fuecoco using Dazzling Voice, so that's not a surprise to him. And as a result, he already has a counter for it. And Fuecoco is struggling, and obviously with Sudowoodo using Substitute, it was basically causing Fuecoco to not even hit it at all. So it would just use Flamethrower or Stomping Tantrum or anything. I think it was just using Flamethrower the whole time, actually, up against it when it was using Substitute, and it could not even land a single hit. And it keeps spamming Flamethrower, and at first you're like, okay, this is getting frustrating, and even Brassius is like, oh, well, that's all you got, then, well, this match is over with. But Roy actually figures out something. He figures out a clue, and basically figures out how to, stop, basically hit Sudowoodo. He figured out the trick behind the Substitute. And it was actually really neat how he figured it out, too. So, because Fuecoco was using Flamethrower so much, the actual, real Sudowoodo would sweat, but the Substitute wouldn't sweat. So, it's almost like you gotta see, the hidden, move, the hidden character within the hidden, in the move or whatever, kind of thing. So it was kind of neat how Roy was able to deduce which Sudowoodo was real. So he kept hitting it with Stomping Tantrum, and it was basically taking major damage, which forces Brassius to terrestrialize Sudowoodo. Now, I thought this was actually really neat how this basically all came to an end. So in episode 10, if you remember, when Roy and Brassius first fought, and at that time, Fuecoco just learned Stomping Tantrum as a result of that battle. Brassius ended up terrestrializing his Sudowoodo, turned it into a grass type, which at that time, Roy's like, oh man, we have the type advantage. But then Brassius is like, well, time to use Trailblaze and just destroy you before you even have a chance. You're too quick to react. So Ember didn't actually end up landing in that battle. And, well, Roy lost. This time around, Roy is able to terrestrialize his Fuecoco, but it's interesting because even with that, Brassius, thinks he has it in the bag, again, using Trailblaze a second time. He used it in the previous one to beat Fuecoco, and then uses it again, but to his surprise, Roy has another move up its sleeve that he hasn't shown to Brassius at this point. He saw Dazzling Voice earlier, but Flame Charge wasn't shown off in the battle against Nemona, so Brassius was not expecting that, so when he used that, it threw him off, and because, Flame Charge makes him go faster, it managed to cause Fuecoco to overpower and outspeed Sudowoodo, ends up landing the attack and wins. And what might be the most satisfying victory so far in Pokemon Horizons? Yeah. Roy finally defeated Brassius this time. So yeah, he ends up passing his assessment test. And now we're on to Dot, who will be starting her assessment test in next week's episode, and will carry on into episode 50. So, anyways, now that I got the summary done, so my thoughts on this episode. I think that this one was a really good episode, in my opinion. I actually enjoyed it more than the previous episode. I thought it was a really good episode. It might even be the best Roy-focused episode so far in Pokemon Horizons. It feels like a culmination of things. Because, it shows that even though Roy hasn't had a solid win in the series, it shows that despite this, he has grown immensely. Big time. When you compare him episode 10 Roy and Fuecoco to now, complete difference. He has a larger set of moves. He's stronger. He can terrestrialize. Fuecoco has gotten way stronger. And Roy learned a few things since his previous battle. And even in this battle, he learned a few things. I like how the point of the terrestrial course is basically like showing like the kids, they got to think outside the box. They got to clue into other things in their surroundings and, use that to their advantage, kind of like Ash used to do. So it's actually kind of neat seeing Liko and Roy kind of figuring this out. They're new trainers and they're still learning, but hey, they're getting stronger. And besides, Roy beating Brassius, he was pressuring Nemona, which just shocks me. Like it actually just surprises me that how much he was pressuring Palmot with Fuecoco. And really, the only reason he lost was because of kind of, basically bad luck and bad timing with the rain kicking in. That battle could have actually gone on a little bit longer, probably, if that didn't happen. Though, Brassius does mention that even then, Fuecoco probably would have eventually lost. Probably not quite ready to beat Nemona. But that being said, was anyone really expecting Roy to win against Nemona, a champion-ranked character, already? That probably would have been a little bit too soon for something like that. But the fact that he was giving her this much trouble, that speaks volumes right there. But, I think that this was really good. I think if I had some minor nitpicks with this episode, I will say that it is very fast-paced. It's not as bad as it's not as bad as I was thinking it would be. I was a little worried that the pacing would be way too fast. But it was still kind of fast paced. The art fair stuff, it kind of felt a little bit inconsequential. Outside of Roy and what he was doing, it kind of felt like Liko and Dot, their contributions were nice, but it kind of just felt like it's it's just something for them to do in the meantime. And I get that Roy was the main focus here, but you have, the Roy training part at the beginning, then, going into the city, and then Roy versus Nemona, art fair, Roy versus Brassius, so yeah. There's just a lot going on with that. So I'd say I'd probably knock just 1 point off, personally. Other than that, this was a solid episode. In fact, I'd probably say this is a contender for top 5 in Horizon so far, or if not an honorable mention at that. But yeah, great episode in my opinion. Best Roy focused episode by a mile. Great progress for Roy, and I am excited to see where we go from here with him. I'm hoping Watrel actually does something next, because I think that's the next step for Roy, because that Pokemon needs something now. Besides it, helping out Dot, power her, hammer Ferris wheel. Have it actually battle and get stronger or terrestrialize or something. That's the next thing I kind of want to see for Roy, and then after that point, maybe an evolution. So, anyways, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think of this episode? And I'm going to get back to the chat here while you guys come up with your thoughts. So, alright, Pokefan. Mitchell wanted your take on this annoying thing some people keep saying online. That being Roy is just a cheap copy knockoff of Ash and is garbage. It annoys me to no end, and I can respect opinions, but my gosh. Are people really saying that? I don't think Roy is a cheap knockoff of Ash. I don't get that vibe from him. I mean, he has some traits that are similar to Ash, but I wouldn't call him a knockoff. He's not trying to be the very best like no one ever was. I mean, he's not quite... I don't know, it's just weird. I really... Is there any way you can, point me in the direction of some of this? If you want, if whenever you get a chance. You could post it in the anipoke chat on Discord. Because I kind of want to look at it. Is it on Twitter? Or X? Pretty much Twitter, but it's technically called X now, but nobody likes calling it X. Anyways, what's up? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, if you guys, besides that, if you have any other thoughts on this episode, the floor is yours. I'm just, taking a look at a few things at the moment. Also, Matt's out, so if he walks by, get ready to say hi. Let me check. Look at Discord. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to, like, send me, like, if it's, like, on Twitter or whatever, you can just send it to me on the anipoke page. Or chat in Discord. I'll take a look at it in a little bit. I really enjoyed this episode. Was worried Roy would take an L against Brassius. Happily surprised. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with this. Again, this is, in my opinion, the best Roy-focused episode in Horizons at this point. Like, it was very enjoyable. I was actually smiling at the end of this episode. That's how good it was. I'm like, yes, thank you. Thank you, Pokemon Horizons. Thank you for giving me this episode. But, yeah, I think the thing is, it is a little frustrating, though. Not in regard to Roy. A little bit in Liko, because, like, her losing to Katie, it rubs me the wrong way a little bit now that Roy won this battle. I'm hoping maybe, like, towards the end of this, like, arc, maybe Liko rematches Katie and wins. I mean, Roy got to battle Brassius again pretty much almost 1 year after episode 10 aired. We've got this episode, so maybe, like, down the road we'll get a rematch between Liko and Katie, and Liko ends up winning this time. I feel like if we're doing the basic test, the next test is going to be different, more advanced. Maybe they have to win or something, and maybe one of them doesn't pass and they have to do a training episode before going back or something. That's a thought. That was weird. But yeah, we'll see. I just kind of want Liko to, you know, get a little bit of justice and win against Katie in the future. Florgato needs aerobatics or aerial ace, just some coverage. That would actually be nice. She just needs, like, more moves, really. It's pretty much what she needs at this point. Let me look it up. I know I always do this every week. I'm like, what's their moveset again? Florgato only has 4 moves. Leafage, Scratch, Quick Attack, and Magical Leaf. Boy Coco has a more diverse moveset. So that's why I'm hoping when we get this upcoming episode with Florgato, I think that's episode 51, I believe. The episode that's airing on May 24th. I am kind of crossing my fingers and hoping that we get a little bit of development for it, a new move or something. Give it some more variety. Anything. Get rid of Scratch. Heck, I'll take Slash over Scratch or something. Just make it stronger, you know? Like, I don't mind the leafage stuff, but like we kind of need a little bit more diversity in our moveset. Make it more unique and make it more versatile in battle. Instead of it being like, you make the biggest leafage of all time. So big that like it just covers the sky. Nobody can see anything. And that's when you attack with your yo-yo. Outset Island. Liko, how much do you want me to spam Magical Leaf? The writers, hard, yes. Maybe Florgato can learn Nightshade? That'd be interesting. Let's take a look at Florgato's moveset here. From the game. Okay, let's see. We got Scratch, Tail Whip, Leafage, Bite. Doesn't even know Bite or Hone Claws. Magical Leaf, it learned at level 13, but it learned Quick Attack first. Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb would be interesting. U-Turn. I don't know if U-Turn would work with Florgato, though. Worry Seed? Slash. Wait. It's got... That's it? It doesn't have any more moves after a certain point? Or am I looking... Or do I need to move up a generation? No. What am I saying? Alright, let's move up the Florgato. Let's take a look at its moveset. I forgot that it has a slightly different moveset. My bad. I was looking at Sprigatito and judging it off of that. I mean, it does have a lot of the same moves, but you know. Slash. I will take Slash over Scratched. It's something, but probably want, you know, something else. Who remembers? Oh, before I do that one, something that bothered me in Journeys was the fact that Dragonite is a physical attacker in game, and Ash gave his Dragon Dance and Dragon Claw, or Ash gave his Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw. However, the rest is all special moves. Oh, yeah. Journeys be like that sometimes. Who remembers when Sabo learned U-Turn and never used it again? Honestly, I even forgot that happened until you just mentioned it just now. Says a lot. Ooh. Chrono Cross. Music. Good music, too. Yep, I love it. Anyways, back on topic. Florgato can also learn Energy Ball. That's another potential move. Play Rough. Play Rough would be a good one. You know what would actually be better than Leafage and Magical Leaf? Leaf Storm. I would not be surprised if it, like, eventually its Leafage turns into Leaf Storm sometime down the road, so. And then whenever it evolves into Meowscarada. And it has grass. Okay, no, Meowscarada. Flower Trick is its signature move. It'll definitely be getting that. But it can also learn, or Meowscarada can learn Night Slash and Knock Off. I feel like Flower Trick and Leaf Storm are going to be its like top moves towards the end. That would be my prediction for Liko's Green Kitty once it fully evolves. It will at least have like Flower Trick and probably Leaf Storm. Then give it something like Night Slash and then something else. Who knows? Maybe keep quick attack or something, or double team, or I don't know. If it learns double team, it would have to take after Captain Pikachu, so maybe not. I remember going, Go gonna be playing some switching shenanigans with how many Pokemon he has, and then nothing. You're just describing Pokemon journeys, my friend. It's just filled with wasted potential all over the place. And that's kind of also what happens when you try to catch all these Pokemon and, don't get anywhere near that, and also, most of the captures are kind of like not even like that great. But I don't want to complain about that series like all the time, all the stream. So move on from there. Night Slash would be a good dark type move to have. Yep, I agree. It just needs to be a Meowscarda for that, but who knows? The anime is doing the moves out of order, so play rough. Like that's the thing is like Night Slash, or was it Night Shade? Night Slash or play rough would actually be neat moves for it to learn. This reminds me of Ash's Greninja had no dark type moves. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I get distracted sometimes. I want to look at might as well kind of just bring it up now that we have it. Like if I'm talking about Meowscarda, Fuecoco. Let's see some of the moves that Fuecoco can use. Tackle, Leer, Ember. Well, I believe it already knows that. Okay, Ember is pretty much Flamethrower now, unless it... What's its current moveset? Why do I always forget this? Alright, open another tab. Okay. Fuecoco's current moves are Stomping Tantrum, Flamethrower, Disarming Voice, and Flame Charge. And as a Fuecoco, let's see what else we can get in here. Round, probably not going to learn that one. Bite, maybe not. Incinerate, You kind of skipped over that one. Don't really need it now that we got Flamethrower, I guess, but yeah. Yawn, Snarl, Roar, Hyper Voice, and Fire Blast. Maybe Fire Blast? Maybe, what do you guys think? Could it learn Fire Blast eventually? Maybe. It evolved its Ember to Flamethrower. But I'm just gonna look at Crocleor, however you pronounce it. What's its moveset? Its moveset is kind of similar. How did I forget this? I played Scarlet. I chose this one as my mon. Let's see. Lick. Oh yeah, I forgot it's Ghost. Its final evolution is Ghost, Fire. Hyper Voice. Will-O-Wisp could be something. That would actually be a neat move for it. Fire Blast. And obviously its final evolution has its signature move, which will definitely be part of its moveset. Torch Song. I could see that being part of it. Shadow Ball would be neat. Hex could be neat. Overheat could be neat. Some interesting stuff. Oh, did everyone leave? I have one person watching now. Imagine Terapagos has one move of each type, and Liko eventually finds this out near the end and just is like, you could have been so helpful? That'd be a little uncharacteristic of Liko. just for it to just be like, wow, Turtle, why didn't you help us before? That'd be kind of funny. That would be like a really like off moment, but yeah. Slack off would be helpful. Yep. Well, at least you're here, Pokefan. I know a few others are busy at this time, so. But it's, hey, what are you gonna do? The last one I want to look at is Quaxley. So, there is something else I did want to discuss. A little bit into the spoilery territory, but oh hey, I just realized that Zeno Robinson voices Fuecoco in English, and is voicing and Fuecoco is literally voiced by Joe's Japanese voice actor too. So they're sharing. That had to be done on purpose. Interesting. I just happened to notice that. So he's Fuecoco, and he's also Deku from My Hero Academia. I can't unhear that now. I want to look at Quaxley though. Your name is now Quaxley. Okay, the Quaxley I haven't looked into a whole lot. Coincidence? I think not. Alright, Quaxley. Quaxley has 3 moves. Oh geez, Quaxley needs to get some moves up in here. Pound, Water Gun, and Low Kick. And Low Kick was learned in episode 41. So maybe we can learn a new move in episode 49 or 50? We're gonna need some moves up in here for Quaxley. Quaxley, Pound, Growl, Water Gun, Work Up, Wing Attack. Hey, Wing Attack would be kind of neat. Aqua Jet would be neat. Double Hit. Aqua Cutter would be cool. Air Slash would be cool. Focus Energy. Aerobatics could work. Liquidation, that's probably down the road. I guess Quaxley is going to need some development because Quaxley has the lowest moveset out of the 3 of them. Let's see what it learns as a Quaxwell. Okay, Water Pulse, Low Sweep, Feather Dance. Okay, and then it has its signature move. And its final evolution. Aqua Step, yep. Counter, Mega Kick. Close Combat, Wave Crash. Wow, just thinking of some of these moves, it's going to be kind of crazy to see some of them using them later in the series. I won't lie, I'm not against him evolving, however, I kind of wish Quaxley would stay Quaxley since it's marketable for streaming. That is true. I guess we got to see kind of where we go from here. I know the characters want to get stronger, but I get that. On one hand, I'd like maybe one of them to stay in their like original like pre-evolved state, but at the same time, I also find it neat that all three characters would be, potentially fully evolving all their Pokemon. That actually sounds actually pretty cool. They're their starters, that is. There's something about it that seems really neat to me, and I don't think we've seen something like that in a long time. Because we didn't have that in Journeys, because Grookey didn't evolve at all. And then in Sun and Moon... Actually, no. Wait a second. Actually, yeah. I was going to say, yep, Sun and Moon, we just had Incineroar, and then Primarina. Rowlet didn't evolve. Wow, we did really avoid that, the grass starter not evolving thing with Horizons. Because Chespin didn't evolve. Well, we got Serena's Fennekin fully evolved. Nope. And then in Gen 5, for Best Wishes, I think only the Fire Starter evolved. And it only evolved to its mid-stage, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be misremembering. And then Gen 4, Piplup didn't evolve. Gen 3, I know we had Sceptile, Blaziken. I'm kind of trying to remember. Did Mudkip evolve at all? Brock's Mudkip? I can't remember. I haven't watched AG in so long, and I don't know if I remember. I'm looking it up now. It only evolved to Marshtomp. Yep. All three of them evolved, but Marshtomp, we didn't get it fully evolving. Johto, we only had... Well, Chikorita evolved, but... Cyndaquil evolved when it came back and before the Sinnoh League. And then Gen 1, obviously Squirtle and Bulbasaur didn't evolve. So yeah, we haven't had a single series where like the characters that got the starters, they didn't all fully evolve. So yeah, that would set Horizons apart if all the starters fully evolved. I mean, they might still not, but it's kind of crazy to think that AG was the one that got the closest to having that. Do you think Go's Grookey should have evolved? It would have been good just because Grookey kind of was annoying. And there was a few nice moments with it, but overall I was kind of underwhelmed with how Grookey was handled. It could have been so much better, in my opinion. I don't know, it kind of felt like it took away, because I liked Scorbunny, and then Sabo was pretty nice for a little bit there until it evolved. And then it became cool when it evolved again, but yeah. The last grass-type starter to evolve was Torterra. And look how well that turned out for him. Yeah, we don't speak about that one. Ooh, man. The episode with Twacky, I swore it would happen then, but it didn't. I was thinking that could have been the case too, but it didn't really have like a big moveset either. It wasn't really strong. I just feel like everything about it was just like mishandled. Besides like a few nice moments here and there. Like it was just not done well. Like, from how it was introduced to anything. I feel like it could have been done a lot better. I kind of want to get some Pokemon lo-fi in here, but we keep getting Zelda lo-fi instead. Not a bad thing, but yeah. I actually kind of wish Team Rocket kept it because it would have shook things up. Yeah, that would have been kind of neat. They did have Morpeko, but yeah. I mean, that was Marnie's signature Pokemon, but she didn't really do much with it. We only had the one Marnie episode, so. But yeah, I don't know. The main point is I think it would be really neat if all 3 starters fully evolved. Because that would, like, set it apart. It'd be the first time that ever happened in a Pokemon series. Morpeko was such a hype moment, and then I'm just gonna eat you out of house and home. The capture episode, yeah, I remember that. The capture episode was actually pretty good. I know it's been a while. That was years ago now. But I remember that actually being a solid capture, and then I feel like they only made James catch Morpeko was to actually have a full-time Pokemon on hand. And they also did it because they kind of needed to promote, at the time, was Gen 8 or Sword and Shield. So they had to have something in there. Which is why Go basically had, like, Score Bunny the Cinderace just hanging out with him all the time. And then eventually it turned into, Sobble, and it fully evolved into Grookey. They kind of got special treatment compared to, like, a lot of other Go's Pokemon who just hung out at the lab. And it was solely done because Galar was the most recent region, and they had to have him present even when Ash and Go were not in Galar. It's to remind people, hey, Sword and Shield, it exists. Go buy our product. But yeah, I don't know. But to kind of get back on topic, I'm kind of interested to see kind of where these Pokemon go and what moves they're gonna learn. Because looking at, potential future evolutions, which I'll get into that in a moment, there's potential for some interesting moves for Fuecoco, Quaxley, to learn in the future. So Quaxley is the one that needs it the most now. Florgato definitely needs it, being the first one to evolve, but I do think that Quaxley is going to need to step things up here, which is why I think it's going to learn a new move during this battle with Iono. We need new moves for our Mons. I just want some summaries for these upcoming episodes, though. Which I am telling you right now, we're going to get those summaries the day that I potentially have to report for jury duty. So I'm going to come back home, and it's going to be like, oh, look at this episode summary, or summaries for episodes 50 through 52. And then they could be like, oh, well, we also have 53 here. I'm just going to be like, why? The timing, everything. Why did it have to be today? I will probably be making a video, though, in the next day or so. Because for those that, I guess I can get into this now. So I can reveal it here. I guess it's not really much of a surprise because it was floating around Twitter yesterday. So, I'll probably be making a video on this whenever I get a chance, when I'm not busy, doing a million different things today. Maybe tomorrow, at the end of the day, I'll sit down, maybe release it on Monday or something. But, it would appear that, Voicoco and Quaxley, they're probably going to be evolving pretty soon. As there was, I don't know, I'm still trying to source it. I'll just say that. I'm still trying to source it, but there is an image that, circulated on Twitter yesterday. I just gotta find where it came from exactly, but you see an image of, Voicoco and Quaxley's evolutions. They are animated. So that tells me that it's going to be happening relatively soon. There's some merchandise that suggests that Voicoco's evolution is coming probably pretty soon. And 9 out of 10 times, whenever that happens, it usually correlates with an evolution or like it evolving. The 1 out of 10 time, it's usually because the evolution appears in an episode, and then the Pokemon just ends up bonding with it or whatever. But seeing as we saw the artwork or the animation of it out there, and the art style of the anime, so it exists. So it's just a matter of when, I guess. So I'll probably be making a video on that to flesh my thoughts out a little bit more whenever I get a chance. I'm just in the middle of doing so much stuff this weekend. Plus I'm doing this live stream, so. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Here's the one for the Wattrell episode. After realizing it's a joke character, Wattrell leaves. He's just like, I'm fed up with this. That's a weird Clar and Quaxwell figurines. I'll try to find DM or ping ya. Yeah, probably just ping me. Just throw it on the anipoke or whatever. I think I saw the one you posted. But yeah, I'll be probably talking about it. Yeah, and if you have that information, I might even use it in the video too, to kind of just back up my points. Yeah, but I'll be talking about it soon enough whenever I get a moment here. I haven't had really any content out on YouTube this last week, so I'll probably start trying to make up for it in the next week or so. At least get a video out, and then probably whenever these summaries dropped. Been waiting on it for a little bit. Anyways, we don't have a whole lot of people here. A little bit of a quieter crowd today, but, hey, we're having a good time. Lower crowd, I mean. But yeah, we're getting close to the 1 hour mark. Is there anything you guys want to discuss about Horizons? Anything? Gonna hand it over to you guys. I know that these streams are like an hour, hour and a half, so we're kind of getting close to that range. So just wanted to kind of throw it out. and see if you guys had anything you wanted to talk about before we ended things here. We might potentially do a raid too, so I haven't decided whether I'm going to do that yet or not. Okay. Did want to ask really quick, you guys seen the Amazing Digital Circus? Pretty crazy. Yeah, I actually watched that last night. That series is getting huge. I think it's already got like 20 million views and it hasn't even been out a day. It's crazy. Yeah, I almost want to watch it again because there's just some interesting things from it that I liked. I was gonna say Fizz isn't here, but he likes it. He likes that series. Yeah, I watched it when it premiered. I couldn't watch it when it premiered just because I was dog sitting and I did not have very good I didn't have really good service, I guess. So I watched it later in the night. Oh. I just got your ping. Yep. There it is. I need a good emote for this, though. Oh. I got it. I got the Wobbuffet with his with his eyes bugging out. There you go. But yeah. Anywho, took me a minute to find. You're good. You're good. At least I have it. I may or may not utilize that in the video I might make on this. So I might just use it as like a quick image. Be like, yeah, we also have this as potential additional proof, I guess. Usually whenever that happens, whenever you have that merchandise or whatever, it usually correlates to this, so it's their way of being like, hey, look it, this Pokemon just premiered in the series, now get the doll, or get the plushie, or get the action figure or whatever. And that's how they make their money. Hold on. Sneezed. Excuse me, guys. That kind of came out of nowhere. It just hit me straight up out of nowhere. And now I have a cold. Thank you. Okay, anyways. Anything else potentially you guys want to talk about? That's like a remix of like... Oh, it is kind of a remix, I guess. Anything at all? Because I'm pretty much out of anything to talk about at the moment. Sadly, I gotta go eat lunch. Alright. Well, hope you have a great I hope you have a delicious lunch. And yeah, thank you for joining. It was a pleasure. We'll see you in the next one, Pokefan. Okay. If there's nothing else, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring the stream to a close. I'm gonna end the poll here. We got 11 votes today. 64% to 10-9. 8-7 got 36, and then the other two didn't get any votes, which goes to show you that this was a solid episode, and that seems like the general consensus. So yeah. I said it's a 9. How about we settle with a 9 out of 10 for this one? Great episode. Great Roy focus episode. Now what I want to see for Roy next is Wattrel development. And maybe an evolution. Fuecoco is getting close to that point. Or I think it's getting ready for that. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to see from Roy going forward. But yeah, overall, solid episode. 9 out of 10. Alright, guys. Let me see if there's anyone streaming right now. If anyone wants to do a raid, let me know. Oh, I don't think anybody's streaming right now. Dang it. Oh well. That stinks. Alright, maybe we'll do it next time. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. So if you're still here and in the chat, thank you so much for joining. I hope you all have a great rest of the day or night wherever you're at, and I will see you all later. Bye.